Hey YouTubians, it's Tony here from We Try Anything. Channel likes try anything, so you don't have to. Today's video is a tutorial video of this very Casio AQ-S810W Analogue Digital watch, which has a module number of 5208. So to kick things off, let's just quickly talk about the dial. As you can see here, the dial is comprised of what would be the analog part, which has got the two hands, and also it has the digital display that you've got featured down towards the bottom. Now, just a couple of things to mention about the digital display. This is where most of the functions will happen, and most of the things that we will talk about in this video will happen just down here. The other thing to mention is that the analog hands on this watch are synchronized with the time that you amend in timekeeping mode. So whatever time that you've got, say for example, whatever time you change digitally on this watch, the hands will synchronize to that. The next thing to talk about is the buttons. So the buttons, top left hand corner, you've got the adjust button, which allows you to adjust various things. So for example, in timekeeping mode, you can adjust the date and time and a few other parameters. Same with the alarm, countdown, timer, etc. You can adjust all manner of things depending on the mode that you're in. Bottom left hand corner, you've got the mode button, which allows you to choose between the various modes that this watch has got. And I'll just quickly go back to timekeeping mode. Bottom right hand corner, in timekeeping mode, it allows you to change the digital display. So in this instance, I've got what would be the day of the week, and I've got the seconds highlighted there. But if you press the bottom right hand button, you've got the month and you've got the date within the month as well as seconds. And if you press it one more time, you've got what will be the time, which can either be featured in 12-hour format or 24-hour format, which you can amend via the adjustment feature, which I'll show you in a second. And again, just to quickly show you, day of the week, you've got the date, and then you've got what would be the digital time on this watch. So just go back to what would be the day of the week. Oh, saying that, I'll just go back to the time because that's the next thing I'll be showing you how to amend. And just finally, I'll just quickly show you the backlight on this watch. As you press it to the top right hand corner, you've got the backlit part of the watch. Now with the backlight, I'm showing you just to the right hand side, it glows in darkness and semi-darkness. But with the backlight, you can also amend it, so you can either have it with a 1.5 second illumination duration known as afterglow in Casio Talk, or 3 seconds. The next thing to talk about is how to adjust the date and time on this Casio AQ-S810W Analogue Digital watch. So to amend the date and time, and also to allow the hands to be amended to the correct time as well, what you need to do is make sure you're in timekeeping mode, which you'll see by the digital time here. And obviously you can just cycle through the various display parameters on timekeeping mode. Now what you need to do is just press the adjust button to the top left hand corner for a couple of seconds when it says ADJ, let go, and what you'll see is a couple of letters flashing away here. Now in this case, it is the city code that you're going to set your local time to. So in this aspect, London is the nearest city to me, being in the northeast of England. But what I'm going to quickly show you is the city codes for the rest of the world that are built into this watch. So if you want to press pause while I'm showing you that page, then please do so to see the city code that is nearest to you. And we're back. So as you can see, I've got London, but you can change it if you press the bottom right hand button to Madrid, Paris, Rome, Berlin, etc. And it will go east across the world in terms of the time zones, but you can also go west as well, so you can go backwards if you went a bit too far. So in this instance, my nearest city is London, so I'm going to keep it to that. But one thing to mention regarding this, make sure that you do set it to your nearest city, because what you set here will affect all the other times within the world time feature on this watch. So just bear that in mind, and that includes with the daylight saving time. So whatever you set city code to, just bear in mind that it will affect all the other times that are featured in the world time. So it is important that you do get the right city for your local time. The next one will be daylight saving time. So we're honouring daylight saving time here in the UK, and it's on at the minute. So if I want to turn it off, you can press this button to the bottom right hand corner, but if I want to turn it back on, you can press it, and what will happen, you'll see the DST being highlighted with a bar just above the letters DST. So again, off or on. So there you go. The next one is the 12-hour or 24-hour formats. So I'm going to put it in the 24-hour format, or known as military time in the USA, or you can pop it back to 12-hour or 24-hour, but I'll keep it in 24 hours just so you can see how it looks on the digital display. The next one's the seconds. Anything over 30 seconds, it'll add the value of 1 to the minutes, which I'll show you now. So press the bottom right hand button to reset it, and as you can see, it's added 1 to the minutes. But if you just reset it below 30 seconds, it'll just reset the seconds. Moving along, you've got the hours. So currently the local time here in the UK is 12:42. So I'm going to go forwards, or I'm going to go backwards to the top right hand corner, pressing that button there. So as you can see, I'm going to go backwards. So I'm going to go to what would be 12:43. So press the mode button, takes you to the minutes, and I can go backwards, as you can see here, or I can go forwards as I so wish. So backwards is what I'm going to do, and then it'll take you to the year. So again, you can go forwards or you can go backwards, so to 2024. And then what I'm going to amend is the date. So what you've got there, you've got the month and you've got the date within the month. So it is September the 19th. So what I'm going to do is put that to 9, and then I'm going to put that to 19, and then it will take me to what is known as the key mute function. Now that is just the button presses and the beeps and stuff like that. You can mute it on this watch. So if you want to mute the button beeps and stuff like that, what you do, you press the button here and it'll say mute. If you want to turn it back on, if it is muted, you can just press it again, so it's got the key and the musical symbol. Moving it along one, this is the light duration, which you can extend from 1.5 seconds, which is indicated by the 1, to 3 seconds, which is indicated by the 3. So back to 1. And then finally, what you can do, you can change the way that the day of the week is featured in a different language. So in this instance, I've got it as English, but if you want the day of the week being shown in either Portuguese or Spanish, French, German, Italian, you can easily do so. And I'm going to pop it back to English, and then what I'm going to do is press it one more time, and it will take me back to the city code adjustment, as you can see here. And if you want to come out of it, or come out of it at any one time during the adjustment phase, you just press the top left hand button, and that will take you to the time. And what you can see, the hands that are synchronized with the digital time is now going to take me back to what would be 11:45 in the afternoon, or sorry, 1:45 in the afternoon. So there you go, it'll just suddenly stop, and there you go. So it's took me back to that. So it is 12:45, and you probably notice it is a little bit off, but you can adjust that so it is more synchronized with the hands. And what you need to do, you just, I believe you long press the adjust button until it says HS, and then that will take you off to that feature where you can change the hands depending on what you've got on the digital time, so it is more synchronized with the time that you got featured there. In the description box below, I have linked to the instructions for this watch, which will show you how to do that more in depth. And that's how to adjust the date and time and a few other parameters on this Casio AQ-S810W Analogue Digital watch. Right, let's talk about what would be the battery indicator. Now the battery indicator was accessed by just pressing the mode button once via timekeeping mode. So as you can see, it's indicated by HI here. Now that HI refers to, obviously, I've got a high amount of charge within the battery. So it's been out in the sun, it's been recharged. Now it may be different on yours, where you've got MED for medium or low, or you haven't actually got any form of indication and the hands are at the 12 position, and that means the battery is really low and it's about to basically conk out really the watch. So just make sure you get it all charged lovely, and when you do, it will go to the high position here. So that is just the battery indicator on this watch. So to access world time, what you need to do is just press the mode button here once, twice, and what you can see is indicated by WT. Now what I'm going to quickly show you is the city codes again for this watch, just so you get an idea of what a city is that you are looking to change the world time to, so you can view the time within that city or that time zone, as it were. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly show it you now and press pause just so you can see the city code. So here it is. And we're back. So to see the different cities on this watch, or the city codes, what you need to do, make sure you're in world time, or the world time function, and then all you need to do is press this button down to the bottom right hand corner. So what you can see, you can scroll along the various cities that are built into the module of this watch. So you've got Delhi and places like that, and Bangkok, Hong Kong, etc. And you can just scroll along until you find a city code that is nearest to the time zone that you're looking to view. So that was Sydney there, and what you'll notice is that you can only go that way, so it'll be east of the actual time codes. So let me just see if I can get to something like that. Was LAX was Los Angeles. Let me see if I can get to New York City, and there you go, there's New York City. Now the one thing to also mention is that you can do daylight saving time for the city code you are looking at. So if they are honouring daylight saving time, what you need to do is just choose the city code that you are looking to view and keep your finger on the top left hand corner, which is the adjust button here. So if you long press it, what you'll see is you'll see just a line appear above the DST, and also you will notice that the hour has increased by 1. And if they don't honour daylight saving time, what you need to do is just press the adjust button again, and what will happen, as long as you long press it, the DST, the indicator will disappear and the hour will be reduced by 1. And that's how to view and amend and adjust the world time on this Casio Analogue Digital watch. Right, let's talk about how to amend the alarms on this Casio Analogue Digital watch. What you need to do is press the mode button until you get to where it says ALM. And what you can see here, I've got AL1 and I've got the word on. And what it does, it cycles between the alarm number that you've got it highlighted on, as well as the time in which you've got it set for. So currently this watch is set using alarm 1 for 7:30 in the morning, and it is activated by the on word. Now this watch does have what would be 5 alarms, as you can see, 3, 4 and 5, as well as an hourly signal, as you can see here. And just to quickly show you how to activate the hourly signal, and what that means is that the watch will chime or beep on the hour every hour when you've got it activated. You just put it on the SIG and you just press the what would be the top left hand corner and you'll see on. If you want to turn it off, press the adjust button to turn it off, and you get the double dashes indicating that the hourly signal is off. If you want to press it one more time, you got it on, and I'll just quickly show you, you've got it off. Now if I want to go to one of the alarms to turn on, I'm going to go back to alarm 1, and if I want to turn it off, I can easily do so by pressing the adjust button at the top left hand corner. But with alarm 1, if I want it on, I press it on, press the top left hand corner and it's got it on. If I want to turn it off, I can easily do so. Now if I want to amend the time for alarm 1, I can do it by keeping my finger on the adjust button here, and what you'll notice, if you long press it, the hours will start to flash on alarm 1. Now what you will notice, or hopefully you will have noticed, is that as soon as I start to adjust the alarm has activated automatically, so just bear that in mind. Now if I change it to say something like 3:30 in the afternoon or 3:15, just to show you how to adjust the minutes, I can easily do so by pushing the hours forward, so you can go forward, or if you've gone too far you can go backwards. So in this instance it's going to be 15:15, so I can go backward if I want to here to make it easier on myself, or if need be I can go forward. If I've gone too far I can easily go forward, as you can see there. And that's just operated via backwards, top right hand corner, forwards, bottom right hand corner. And then if I'm happy with that time, I just press the adjust button just to come out of the adjustment phase, and what you'll see, it will start to cycle between AL1 being set for 3:15 in the afternoon. So that will go off at that time every day. But again, if I want to just turn the alarm off, I can press the top left hand button, and if I want to turn it back on, I can easily do so again. So I'll just turn it off. And if I want to do the same with the alarm 2, I'll just go through the same process of keeping my finger on the adjust button, and I can set a separate time if I want. And again for alarm 3, alarm 4 and alarm 5. And then obviously the hourly signal, which I've shown you. And that's how you set the alarms on this Casio AQ-S810W Analogue Digital watch. The other thing to mention is this watch also has what's known as an alarm test mode. Now what you need to do, and I'm just going to angle the watch just so I can press the button, I'm going to just move my microphone over to where the watch is, and what you'll see, or what you'll hear, is when I long press this button down the bottom right hand corner, is the watch beeping just as a test. So I'm going to quickly do it now. And then as soon as I let go of the button, it'll stop beeping. So that is just a way of testing the alarm on this watch. And that's it really. I'm just going to go back to what will be alarm 1, just make sure it's off, and that's how you operate the alarms on this Casio Analogue Digital watch. Right, let's take a look at how to operate the countdown timers. And there is 2 timers built into this watch that you can operate using the countdown timer feature. And what you need to do is just press the mode button until you get to where it says TMR. I've just gone past it, I'll just go back to it. TMR, and what you can see is if you press the top left hand button, just not long press it but short press it, you can look at the two different timers and what they're set to, as well as how many repeats that this watch is set up for. So this watch can repeat the time or the countdown times up to 10 times. It will do the countdowns for, but you can adjust that down to 1 if you so wish. So let's press the adjust button to the top left hand corner. See, countdown timer I haven't set yet, and the same with countdown timer 2 I haven't set yet either, and it goes back to 1, so 2, and then I'm going to look at how many repeats I've done. I've got it back down to 1. So what I want to do is I want to set the countdown timer 1 to say 5 seconds and countdown timer 2 to 5 seconds as well, because you can set these countdown timers to count down from what would be 99 minutes and 55 seconds, because you can only increase the amount of seconds it counts down to by 5 seconds every time you press this button here to adjust the or increase or lower the value. So what I'm going to do is going to change countdown timer 1 to what would be 5 seconds. So if I long press the adjust button, it'll allow you to start amending countdown timer 1. So this will allow me to adjust the minutes, and as I say, it will go up to 99 if you so wish. You can go backwards or you can go forwards here. So I'm going to put that on 0. Then what I'm going to do is press the mode button and then put it up to 5 seconds. But as I say, it only does it in increments of 5 seconds. It won't do it in increments of 1. So let's do it for 5 seconds. And then what I'm going to do the same with countdown timer 2. So you press the mode button, and again, you can adjust the amount of minutes, or you can adjust the amount of seconds you want it to count down from. And then finally, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a repeat on for 2, but you can go up to 10 as you so wish. So let's just put, as I say, a repeat up to 2, so it'll count down 5 seconds for interval, or what will be countdown timer 1, and 5 seconds for countdown timer 2, and then it will repeat once, just so give you an idea of how this works. So to come out of it, all you need to do is press the adjust button just there, and then these two timers are now set up to count down from 5 seconds. Now the one thing to mention is that you can start the countdown timer, or you can pause it as well as you so wish by pressing that button there, and if you want to reset it, you just press that button there. So let's see how the two countdown timers work with the repeat function as well. And what I'm going to do is, as it's counting down, I'm going to put my microphone next to it here so you can hear the different beeps that this watch produces as it's counting down. So there you go. That's just to quickly show you the two different countdowns that you can set up, as well as the repeat function as well. And it's as easy as that really on this Casio AQ-S810W watch. Right, let's talk about how to operate the stopwatch on this Casio watch. Now what you need to do is just press the mode button until you see STW. So if you press it slowly just to make sure you go through the modes easily, and you can see ALM for alarm, countdown timer, and then stopwatch. And what you're greeted with here is the resetted digital display. So what that first two numbers there refer to the amount of minutes, because this watch counts up to 60 minutes. Then you got the seconds, and then you got the hundredths of a second there, and obviously you got the what would be the graphic indicator there indicating the actual elapsed time is in operation. So to start the stopwatch, what you need to do is just press the bottom right hand button, and as you can see, it's all counting the elapsed time. If you want to stop the stopwatch, you can just press the bottom right hand button again. If you want to resume it, you can just press it one more time, and as you can see, the stopwatch is carrying on counting the elapsed time. And if you want to stop it again, you can easily do so. If you want to reset all the values to 0, just press, while the stopwatch has stopped, press the adjust button here, and what you can see, everything has reset. Now if you want to do a split time, what you need to do, start the elapsed time here by pressing the bottom right hand button, and then press the top left hand button while the elapsed time is counting, and you can see it says SPL, indicating it's showing you a split time. Now as you can see here, it's going to flash between SPL and the time that it's split, but what you can see is the time colon is flashing away just to indicate that the elapsed time is still being counted. So once you release the split time, the time will jump up, just indicating that obviously the elapsed time is still being counted. So let's release the split time, and you'll see the time jump up, and as you can see, it's jumped up to about 30 seconds. And then if you want to stop the stopwatch and then reset it, you just stop it by pressing that and reset it by that. Now this watch will allow you to show two indicated finish times. So I always give the example of, imagine if you've got two runners in a race and you want to see what their indicated finish times are if one runs through the finish line quicker than the other. So they both run off at the same time. So when the starter has started, you just press the start button here for the stopwatch. Now if the first runner does it in an amazing quick time of a couple of seconds, what you need to do as they're running through the finish line, you press the top left hand button, and that will be their indicated finish time. Now as the second runner is going through the finish line, what you do, you press the stop button here and then you release the split, and that is the second runner's indicated finish time. And that's how you show the two finish times on this Casio watch. And just to reset it, you just press the top left hand button here, and that's the stopwatch in a nutshell really on this Casio AQ-S810W. And that's it for this video really. That's all the functions on this watch that I'm going to show you today. But I hope this video was of some help to you, and if it was, then please click on the thumbs up icon. It always helps the channel. If you want to see more videos from the We Try Anything channel, please click on the subscription button below. And thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.